Even now, their military posture in our region does not frighten us. We are a people of diplomacy, but we are also a people of war. We are a people of war, not that we seek war. In fact, we are a people of war. We are ready for war so that no one dares to fight us.
Iran has delivered another warning to Israel using a prominent public landmark in Tehran, underscoring how high tensions remain in the region. Just days after holding indirect talks with the United States and Oman, Iran issued a fresh threat of retaliation if it is attacked by either the US or Israel. In Tehran's central Palestine Square, authorities displayed a large banner that openly listed locations inside Israel which Iran claims it would strike in the event of a conflict. This development was reported by the Jerusalem Post on February 8th, at a time when there is still suspense and uncertainty over the outcome of the recent talks in Oman. Images of the banner, widely shared on social media, showed what the Jerusalem Post described as a detailed map of central Israel printed across the display. Several key strategic locations were highlighted on the map, clearly signaling potential targets that Iran might aim for in any future confrontation. Among the sites identified, the report says, were Israel's Ben-Gurion International Airport and the Israel Defense Forces Kiryat military headquarters in central Tel Aviv. The map also marked the IDF Intelligence Directorate's base at Gilad, along with a number of other sensitive military and strategic locations. The banner's artwork portrayed a military-style operations desk featuring a bright red fire button, a fighter jet, 2 ballistic missiles, and a radio set to drive home the threat. At the top of the banner, a bold message in English read, "You start. We finish it," according to the Jerusalem Post's description of the scene. Observers online also noted that Jerusalem itself was not shown on the map featured on the banner, a detail that sparked curiosity and debate on social media. Palestine Square in Tehran has increasingly become a central stage for Iran's anti-Israel and anti-US propaganda campaigns, often used to project bold political messages to the world. In recent months, the same massive billboard in the square has repeatedly displayed slogans warning of looming violence and promising retaliation against perceived enemies. Just last month, a striking banner appeared on this billboard carrying the warning "Watch out for your soldiers," printed in both English and Hebrew to ensure the message was unmistakable. That banner also depicted rows of coffins draped with Israeli and American flags, visually implying that Iran is prepared for war and ready to inflict casualties if provoked. In December 2025, another banner on the same site expressed explicit support for Hezbollah and warned Israel that it should prepare itself for a possible future conflict. That poster carried the message, "For the next war, Naharia be prepared," set against Hezbollah's symbolic yellow background to underline the group's role and influence. Amid these escalating visual threats, Iran's foreign minister has also declared that Tehran is ready for war, even as he maintains that Iran is still willing to engage in diplomatic talks. The results of Friday's negotiations are being reviewed, and a decision will be made regarding their continuation, but the overall approach of both countries at the end of Friday's negotiations was to continue them, although it ultimately depends on the conclusions reached in the two capitals and will be decided. There are signs of seriousness, but there are also signs that this seriousness is fading. The continuation of some sanctions and some movements in the military sphere create doubt about the level of seriousness and readiness of the other party for real negotiations. We are monitoring all of this. We will evaluate all the signs together, and we will decide about the continuation of negotiations. The location and time of the next meeting in the consultations, held by the esteemed Foreign Minister of Oman, will be determined. There may be another location, as we went to a different location twice in the previous round. The form of negotiation, from our perspective, remains non-direct. The location and time will be specified through diplomatic consultations. The presence of the CENTCOM commander doesn't change the essence of the matter. We were told that he came to visit their warship Abraham Lincoln from there. It was a request from the Americans in the context of maintaining the usual courteous interactions for him to be present. I stated that we firmly opposed his presence. We said we do not accept the presence of a military figure in our negotiation process. Regardless of the purpose for which he came, he can pursue his goal. As far as we are concerned, there is no connection between him and the negotiations. A direct meeting did not take place between Iranian and American delegations, but we had an encounter. What shall we call it, for the sake of diplomatic courtesy? When delegations arrive, there is, in any case, a handshake and an initial courtesy. Yes, in the past years was also being done. We had indirect negotiations in all past periods, but in any case, the two delegations would encounter each other upon arrival or departure. The United States and Iran held indirect nuclear negotiations on February 6th, with Oman acting as a mediator between the two sides. These talks were designed to help diffuse rapidly rising tensions following weeks of military buildup in the region, which had sparked growing fears of an impending war.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.